Earthlings really dedicated the development of Jasper to the point that if she wasn't poofed in the ending of this episode, her purpose in the following seasons, up until the final episode of Season 5, would have made her development honestly mixed. Mainly the fact that of how she was really deranged when it comes to her loyalty towards the diamonds. The moment she said pink diamond, it really made me think a lot on how this character was literally what she is when it comes to how she's portrayed. And then seeing her being defeated, which with her being the main antagonist of Season 3, I really got the impression that the people behind the decision of not having Jasper appear after this season really knew to make this whole situation centering around Pink Diamond really important. But let's go talk about the premise of the episode. Following the events from the last episode, Amethyst attempts to fight off Jasper on her own, except that no matter what she does, she is no match against Jasper. And considering that she doesn't want any assistance from Steven and Peridot, this is a lot more personal between her and Jasper, well, mainly towards her. Jasper's goal is to use the corruptive gems that were in cages in order to form an army of her own in order to succeed. Unfortunately, it wouldn't work out considering that her obsession with fusion really shows how deranged she is, as if it wasn't obvious of how deranged she was in the Alone at Sea episode. Now, don't get me wrong, judging of how she's displayed when it comes to her being unstoppable against Amethyst, it really shows that the birthplace that she's in when it comes to the Beta Kindergarten is the true indicating that the Prime Kindergarten is no match in comparison to the Beta Kindergarten. Believe me, I always think that for how deranged Jasper is, judging of how that whole plan would have come to fruition if she actually defeated the main characters, there would have been a lot more going on when it comes to the following seasons. But considering that the direction that they took by having Steven and Amethyst fused into Smoky Quartz, one of the 3 fusions of Steven fusing into one of the crystal gems, and I've been thinking of how that his fusions with Garnet and Paul should have happened early on before Change Your Mind, but I gotta be real with you, they really put more focus on the dynamic of Steven and Amethyst after Crack the Whip, the Steven vs. Amethyst episode, and the Beta episode. And when this leads to the events of this episode, well, they team up together when it comes to the fusion. I'm gonna be truthfully honest that this was a long time coming when it comes to this type of fusion. I really enjoyed Smoky Quartz after revisiting this episode. Mainly the fact that her personality combining with Steven and Amethyst really makes her a completely different character despite having the same body and clothes and facial expressions as Amethyst and Steven. Believe me, even though that I'm fully aware that even though that the fusion itself is always 2 people or more inside, at the very least, it really gave me more of appreciation on the fact that they managed to make Smoky Quartz her own character, even though that she's a fusion of Steven and Amethyst, because her dialogue is really good. Especially when it comes to her abilities, mainly the 3 fans that she separated Jasper and the Corrupted Gem in the fusion, and the fact that it leads to them having the upper advantage. Believe me, I could guarantee you that the next time they encountered Jasper, if she escaped, they will have used Steven and Smoke and Amethyst to fuse into Smoky Quartz in order to handle the situation when it comes to stopping Jasper while also stopping the fusion that she's in. Granted, different fusions can be a problem other than the fusion that Jasper was in this episode. But after what she stated before she got corrupted, when it comes to her saying Pink Diamond, it really shows that before Blue Diamond even appeared in Season 4, it's indicating that Pink Diamond is mostly responsible when it comes to the stuff that has been happening lately. Even though that we're all familiar with her being Rose in disguise. I'm gonna be real with you that with Jasper completely poofed or corrupted and being back into the temple is honestly best for her character, knowing full well that she wouldn't do much other than being mad with power or hungry for revenge against Steven and the other characters. If you ask me, with the following episodes culminating Season 3, with us heading into Season 4, we really need to move forward when it comes to these types of developments that have a huge meaning, considering that we're going to be seeing the diamonds again, including Blue Diamond. Believe me, this is going to be a lot more interesting from here on out once we head into Season 4 and 5 and future. I'm giving Earthlings a 7.75 out of 10.